Next to me is the 2025 BMW M440i xDrive Coupe. And for this model year, BMW has given this the LCI treatment, meaning that you get a whole bunch of updates, including an updated powertrain. Today, we're going to go over the exterior, the interior, go for a drive, and find out if you should get one for yourself. Let's get started. Because BMW make ultimate driving machines, I figured it's only adequate that I start off with the mechanicals. Under the hood, you'll find the infamous B58 inline-6 twin-scroll turbocharged engine with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. And for the LCI, it's gotten a number of updates, including a new engine code, which means that this time around it produces 386 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. Power is delivered to all four wheels through an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. In terms of suspension setup, the front uses McPherson struts and the rear uses a multi-link setup. Adaptive dampers are available on the M440i, however, this specific vehicle is missing that option. In terms of the brake setup, these M Sport brakes come with 4 piston calipers in the front and a single piston caliper in the rear. With this vehicle being a red car with the red theme going on, of course, these are optioned with the red brake calipers, but alternatively, if you go with the standard brakes, these will be in blue. As for wheels and tires, you get plenty of options to choose from, but in this case, you get 19-inch diamond cut rims paired with high-performance Michelin PS4S tires, 225 width in the front and 255 wide in the rear. Lastly, the M440i also comes standard with the M Sport limited slip differential. Pretty cool. Anyway, let's hear how this sounds. Before we move on to the looks, let's talk briefly about pricing. Here in Canada, the 2025 M440i xDrive Coupe has a starting price of about 75,000 Canadian dollars. But because this vehicle here has options like Premium Pack, Advanced Driving Assistance Pack, the M Sport Pro Pack, Aspect, it's going to set you back about 86,000 Canadian dollars. Which begs the question to me a little bit is whether if this is worth about $15,000 or so more than the M240i xDrive Coupe. Let me know your thoughts. Alright, let's talk about the looks. The giant center kidney grills are still not my favorite thing in the world, however I must say that it looks much better this time around because it's all blacked out compared to the pre-LCI models. In the center here, you also see there's active shutters that open and closes depending on engine cooling needs or aerodynamic needs. And then down here, you have your radar cruise control unit for your adaptive cruise controls. Off to the side, the headlights are also updated now with redesigned daytime running light stylings, as well as the all blacked out headlight housing from the M Sport Pro package. Off to the side, I really like these rims. They look great and they even have a small little M logo above the valve stem that I think is a very nice touch. However, the overall side profile on this G22 is not as good looking as the F32 previous gen side profile in my opinion. I think I prefer that look over this. As far as the rear goes, not much has changed, but this time around we get M4 CSL laser taillights, which I think look fantastic. The M440i also gets power trunk lid, which you can use the small kick to open feature or the button itself. Inside, you do see quite a lot of space. Unfortunately, you don't get any additional storage underneath the trunk floor. Instead, you get 2 little compartments off to the side for your smaller items. Alright, last time I was in the backseat of a sports coupe was when we tested the Mustang GT. And despite that being longer and wider, it actually felt a lot more cramped in the backseat compared to this. In that, I couldn't even lift my head straight up because I would hit the rear glass or the rear roof. However, this, on the other hand, feels a lot more spacious. I have side armrests, I have a center armrest here. I also have cup holders, which is great. And then I also have a 40-20 split rear seats for if I need to go skiing. Last but not least, I also have real headrests, which I can rest my head. Now, obviously, headroom is not great. My hair still touches the roof, but for the most part, I'm a lot more comfortable in here than the Mustang GT. But of course, this being a two-door sports car, the emphasis is in the front seat. And as soon as I close the door, I get literally handed the seat belts, which makes me feel very spoiled, and I love it. It's great. We got a two-tone red and black leather interior here that looks very nice and complements the exterior Vegas metallic red color very well. I also have a new steering wheel design with these industrial cutouts in the bottom spoke here, as well as a red 12 o'clock center marker. Overall, aesthetically, I really like the interior design. The curved screen looks fantastic, and I don't really miss not having as many physical buttons because I can control everything through this center rotary dial here. What I do miss is a physical shift knob because it just adds that little bit to the driving experience. In terms of interior features, this vehicle is equipped with head-up display, heated seats, heated steering wheel, memory seats, wireless charger, Harman Kardon sound system, as well as a sunroof. Ventilated seats are available along with a few other interior options like glass controls for your rotary knob, as well as Nappa leather for your dashboard, so on and so forth. Okay, I have a little bit of a rant when it comes to the iDrive 8.5 system. Don't get me wrong, I'm generally very pleased with the system. It's fast, it's responsive, it's got cool graphics, it's got a lot of features as well. However, what's up with the lack of customization? For the instrument cluster, I can only choose to have different style gauges in comfort mode, and amongst those three different gauge options, only one of them shows the RPM. And if I'm in Eco Pro mode, I cannot in any way get the rev counter to show unless I'm in S transmission mode, which kind of defeats the purpose overall for Eco Pro. And then in the infotainment screen, I'm stuck with the same layout that BMW has set for the widgets, so I can't customize it. I just wish that BMW would give us a little bit more customization room and perhaps a new retro circular tachometer or gauge style. Anyway, with all of that said, I think it's time for us to go for a drive. We're at a red light. Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This B58 inline 6 soundtrack paired with this fantastic gearbox. This drives amazing. Whoa! Holy moly, this is really fast. The power, it seems like, I feel like it's probably underrated. It feels more than 386 horsepower. I mean, this is really fast. Off the line, because it doesn't have an electric supercharger, it does feel like there's a little bit of turbo lag, but the mild hybrid system mitigates a lot of it. Between gears while accelerating, I also feel like I get a shove. Yeah, like I get a little shove between gears, which is probably credited to the mild hybrid system. The xDrive system makes the car feel very planted off the line, while maintaining very much a rear bias driving dynamics. It can be very tail happy if you want it to be, let's just put it that way. As you can see, I'm having a lot of fun here, but let's move on. Although this car is missing the adaptive dampers, I really don't feel like I'm missing much. Now, yes, would I want this to be slightly less bumpy on bumpy roads? Yeah, a little bit, but overall I think BMW has struck a really good balance with this set of suspension. Oh man, this soundtrack is amazing. The M440i, in my opinion, is more of a GT car than anything, but with that said, the combination of the fun xDrive system and the sticky tires, as well as the good suspension and chassis tuning, it means that it also handles really well. I do notice a bit of the weight, and I think that the M240i would do slightly better in terms of the handling department, but this M440i definitely holds its own. This ZF 8-speed transmission is definitely one of the best on the market. I haven't experienced any jerkiness in any type of scenario, which is fantastic. The shift speeds are also very snappy in general, especially in sport transmission mode. However, when I'm in manual shift mode, although downshifts are really quick, the upshifts when I'm not fully accelerating or accelerating hard is a little bit slower. When I'm accelerating hard, it's pretty snappy in manual mode, but overall in terms of speed, comparing to the Mercedes MCT gearbox in the 53 AMGs, that feels just a little bit quicker when using manual mode. However, that gearbox also occasionally experiences some jerkiness. Oh wow, yeah, this is great. Sound amazing. All right, I want to dial it back down and talk a little bit about efficiency, because it's properly impressive. In Eco Pro mode, the car pretty much acts like a hybrid, shutting off the engine whenever I let off the gas pedal and the car is coasting. It will even allow for slight throttle application before turning the engine back on. Coast mode also works in tandem with the adaptive cruise control, which is also great. The result of this is a bonkers sub 6 liters per 100 kilometers fuel efficiency on the highway. That's 40 miles per gallon in a car that does 0 to 60 miles an hour in under 4 seconds. That's properly impressive. I also want to talk about the ADAS system, the Advanced Driver's Assistance Package, because it's really good. Adaptive Cruise brakes early, so it's confidence inspiring. The lane tracing is excellent. It even has a hands-free driving mode during traffic called the Assisted Driving Plus, which allows you to essentially just look at the road and worry about nothing else. But what amazes me the most, what stood out to me the most, is the lane change assist. As long as there's no cars around on the highway, there's essentially no delay. There's no delay whatsoever. You signal, it changes lane. That's it. It all works very seamlessly, and I very much enjoy using this feature on the highway. Overall, if I were to sum it all up, even though I might not be the biggest fan of how this looks and I prefer the F32 look over this G22, there's no denying that BMW has made a great product. Excellent assisted driving tech and a phenomenal powertrain. Power when you need it and efficiency when you want it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this 2025 M440i? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think it's worth the extra $15,000 or so more than the M240i Coupe? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.